Hello everybody, it is week 8 and it is jab day. Yes, you did hear that right, it is week 8. And I know the last video that I put up was week 6, which means I have missed a week. So yes, time kind of got away with me and I got a little bit behind on putting my videos up. So last week I posted a video on Friday that probably looked like it was last Friday's video. It actually wasn't, it was the Friday before, but I just got a bit behind on actually editing and then putting the video up. So this is actually week 8. It's my 8th weigh-in this morning and it is going to be my 9th jab today on Mounjaro. Last week I did not actually have a video to put up for you because we went away for the weekend from Thursday to Monday. We were away in the caravan. We have a little tourer, so we were away in the caravan. I had no means of weighing myself and I did film me doing my jab, which I'll just pop a little bit in here because I did still take my jab, but I didn't want to do a whole talking video because we were in a, like I say, a little caravan, and I don't do my jab or any of this in front of my kids because I don't really want them to associate requiring weight loss to be the norm. I'd rather them just have healthy lifestyles. I don't want them looking at mummy and thinking, mummy thinks she needs to lose weight all the time, and I don't want to see them to see that as the norm. So I don't do the jabs or do any of this when the kids are around, which is why I like to do it on Friday because there's no kids here. It's actually Thursday today and I'm taking my jab a day early because if you watch my last 2 videos, you'll know I have been struggling on the 2.5 Mounjaro. I've been struggling with my suppression and I'm ready to go on to the 5 milligram. So I've got my 5 milligram pen here, which I actually got 4 weeks ago. Feel free to go back and watch that video about my mess up with my pens. So last week was my last jab on the 2.5 and today is my first jab on the 5 milligram. But I persevered and I managed to get through the last 2 weeks on my 2.5 and it's been hard. It's been a lot harder than the first 4 weeks but I have succeeded. I have tried really hard and succeeded. So let's go straight in. You can tell I'm probably a little bit more perky than I was last time because I was quite disappointed last time that I hadn't lost anything. So when I weighed in 2 weeks ago, because I didn't weigh in last week, I wasn't here to weigh in, and we had a weekend away, so we had alcohol and food and things, so we had a full weekend away. I didn't weigh in. Well, when I weighed in 2 weeks ago, I weighed in at 16 stone and 3 pounds. And this morning, I weighed in at 16 stone. Woohoo! So that is 3 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. So I'm really pleased. I mean, it would have been nice if it maybe been a pound or 2 more, but you can't really complain. I'm really pleased. That is another 3 pounds gone. So that gives me a total of 19 pounds. 19 pounds lost on 8 weeks of Mounjaro. So that's really good. I am really, really pleased with that. That is 1 stone and 5 pounds. So I'm almost at the stone and a half mark just on my 2 months of Mounjaro. I started on the 25th of January. It's now the 20th of March. So that's almost a stone and a half in 2 months, which I think is pretty good. I tried to read some of the comments this week and I tried to reply to some of them. I replied to a few, not many because there were loads of comments. Thank you very much, it was really kind. You were all very encouraging, very supportive. I really did feel down a couple of weeks ago. I really hit a point where I'd sort of, I was like, oh, this is just, I was just cross. I was just cross and sad, really. But I am in better spirits now and I'm ready to go on to this 5 milligram pen and see whatever happens and take it as it comes, and we'll see how it happens. I'm just going to mention very quickly about the comments. I know there were a few people who recommended that I take 2 2.5 doses. I'm not going to do that, okay? Now, if you want to do that, that is entirely your choice. But to me, this is a prescription drug, and it says you shouldn't take 2 doses of the drug within 72 hours. So you should take 1 dose, and then you have to wait at least 72 hours before you take another dose. I'm not messing around with prescriptions, otherwise you'd be able to buy it just straight off the counter. I follow the prescription, that's how I'm going to work this. I'm not messing with doses, so you do you, but personally I'm not messing with doses. I stuck it out. I didn't waste my £100. I lost £3 in those last 2 weeks, so in my book it's all a bit of a win, really. It's absolutely fine. The medication is doing its job. I've had to work a little harder than the first 4 weeks in these last 4 weeks, but then, do you know what? Nothing worth having is easy. Now then, I'm gonna go back to jabbing my belly. In fact, I did go back to jabbing my belly. Last week, you'll see I took the jab in my stomach again. And I'll tell you for why. As you know, in week 6, I jabbed my leg. And then I had an okay day. Saturday it was fine, and Sunday was fine. Suppression was meh, yeah, same, no different. It was all right. And then on Sunday night at 7 o'clock, I'd had my breakfast. I'd had poached eggs and salad and toast and mushrooms for my dinner, and I was gonna have my tea. And at 7 o'clock, almost on the dot, my stomach just went. I had awful pain, and it was awful. And I went to the toilet, and yes, I had the and then I had that straight for 2 days, literally straight. Monday, all day, could not leave. In fact, getting the kids to school was lethal. Tuesday, all day, yeah, awful. And I felt okay Wednesday. Then Thursday there was a little bit, but mostly I was going to, but it was 2 days. It was Monday and Tuesday, I had 2 days. And I did think like, oh my goodness, is that the Mounjaro doing that to me? It is one of the main side effects. I only had stomach pain because I really needed to let it out. Once it had come out, the stomach pain disappeared, by the way, so I haven't had like massive stomach pain and then dealt with stomach pain. But and I thought maybe it's a side effect, so I didn't want to risk it again. So I went back into my stomach on when I took my jab last week. So I went back into my stomach because I thought if that was my leg, then I don't want that again. But I actually think that we just had a stomach bug because the kids weren't overly great sort of Wednesday, Thursday. They weren't like me, but they were a little dodgy. They kept saying they had tummy ache, and I have since found out from other people that there was a bug that has been going around. Now the trouble is, you can look at these side effects that you get from the Mounjaro, and it could be the side effects of the Mounjaro, or it could be the side effects of living in the real world, getting bugs, getting illnesses, getting headaches. You just don't know whether how you're feeling is actually a side effect or if it's just how you're feeling, you know? It just happens to coincide with that. Okay, so here we are primed and ready with my, 5mg pen. And I'm going to put it in my tummy, just to be on the safe side, because I don't want to go through that again. I've also completely lost track of which side I put it in, where I put it. It's not as smooth, isn't this pen? This pen was a little bit jolty going in there. Interestingly, I didn't have any residue then. I just double check because I had a little bit of a dribble when I did it in my leg last time. I'm thinking maybe I wasted a little bit of it, which is not good. It's too expensive to waste. Yeah, so I think I'd maybe just off a little bit. Okay, so that is my first dose of the 5mg pen. I am not nervous. I think it's gonna be fine. Positive thinking. Can't get my pen in my sharps box. The reason I have taken my jab today is a little bit of a selfish one. We are going to see the Book of Mormon tonight at the theatre. And as you know from my last theatre trip, that ended up with the McDonald's afterwards. And I just thought, if I take my jab today, if the suppression does kick in and work today, I'll be able to say no to a McDonald's tonight. Because I am really determined. I'm not doing this just... So if I can say no to the McDonald's today, that will be a big boost. Big boost. Because we have a wedding that we're going to on Saturday. Now, it is a wedding I will be drinking at because it is Ryan's side of the family, and the way we kind of work is if it's his side of the family stuff, I do the designated driving. If it's my side of the family, he does the designated driving. So it's his family, so I will be the designated driver, so there'll be no alcohol involved at the weekend, but there will be some yummy food, and it's a wedding, so you know there'll be all sorts of nice things and a really nice pudding, and it'll be delicious. I'm going to totally enjoy it. But as my swimming world coach says to us, you've got to do what you can when you can. Do your best when you can, so that when things happen and it's life, you can still enjoy it and you can still have a life, because there's no point to many things if you're not going to enjoy life at the same time. Yes, I need to lose weight. Yes, I will lose weight, and yes, I am losing weight, and I am determined. But at the same time, I also am enjoying life. I can't put my whole life on pause for a year while I try and lose some weight. I feel like my tiredness is going away. I'm feeling much more energized. That could help with the fact that I'm losing weight, because I'm now, what did I say I was? I'm now 19 pounds down since starting Mounjaro, but since starting on the 1st of January, I'm 24 pounds down. I am 4 pounds away from my 2 stone. I'm hoping that this week I can have a really good positive week food choice wise and make the right choices. If the increase in dosage really works, maybe I could lose 4 pounds this week, and that would get me 2 stone since the 1st of January, which would just be so cool. People have also asked about exercise. I have touched on exercise before, and I know I did read one of the comments said about, oh, you should go to the gym 3 times a week or whatever not. I haven't got time to go to the gym 3 times a week. So a little bit about me. I live in a little village in East Yorkshire. I live nowhere near anything. It's a very tiny village with a very tiny population. I have no gyms near me. I have nothing. If I want to go to the gym or I want to go do something, it's half an hour away, and ain't nobody got time for that, to go half an hour and then do the gym and then drive back. No. If you're thinking like, oh, you should go to the gym more, I'm not gonna go to the gym. Going to the gym is just not realistic in my living situation. I do go to a class on a Friday night, so every Friday night I go out to dance class with a friend of mine. I do that. I also usually get my 10,000 steps in every day because I walk wherever I can. I do school runs. My parents live down the road, so I walk to my parents. I also have 2 horses, and they keep me sort of fit and active. I mean, I have to push a heavy wheelbarrow around and poo pick. I have to fill hay nets. I fill waters. I ride occasionally, but realistically I'm a little heavy to ride at the minute, so I want to lose at least another stone, and then I might start thinking about riding again, but I don't want to hurt them. So at the minute I do ride occasionally, but it might only be for a sit and a walk around because I'm just too heavy for them and not cruel. So I do have them. They keep me very active and busy. So I have quite an active lifestyle just in general. And I did say in the past that I could try to do something midweek, and me and my friend who go to this dance class on a Friday do talk about it all the time. Like, we should do something like on a Monday when we're partway through, but maybe if I got the time. If I've had the time. I'm not using my kids as an excuse, but I have one child that's 2. She's quite full on, and the other one's 5. They're not quite at the age yet where they go off on their own and do their own thing. By the time you've actually got them into bed, it's like on 8 o'clock. So realistically, there's just no time. And because they then wake me up in the night, I mean, my eldest came in to me at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to sort her out. So I'm not getting up really early either. I mean, we already get up early. We already get up at between 6 and past. So I'm not getting up any earlier because I need my sleep. I do like sleep, and without sleep I'm pretty cranky. In terms of exercise, I do what I can when I can. Also, exercising hurts my knees at the minute. Carrying the excess weight, my knees really, really hurt. I once did it was like a 5k run, one of these ones where you do obstacles and you jump over things and run through water, and then there's inflatables and cargo nets, you know, that kind of thing. I once did that, and I jumped off a straw bale, so it was about this high, and I just jumped off it and I cocked my knee. I did quite a bit of damage to my knees jumping off that. So I do actually have dodgy knees, so the extra weight's not helping them. So I'm hoping that once I lose a bit more weight, I'll get a little bit more motion in my knees, and it'll hurt a little bit less. And then exercise will be more fun. Anyway, that's about it from me today. I need to crack on because I've got some work to do. And I'm going out to the theatre tonight, so I'll let you know how that goes. And I'll let you know how I get on 5mg. Again, thank you so much for watching me. It's been a pleasure. Please do keep leaving me comments. I do enjoy reading them when they pop up on my phone. Even if I don't reply to all your comments, I do enjoy reading them, and they do give me a lot of encouragement, and it feels like you're being a little support system for me in this journey. And I hope that these videos are helping you wherever you are on your journey, whether you're thinking about it, whether you're 5 weeks down the line, whether you're a year down the line. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all. I'll see you all next week. Bye.